You know that feeling in the supermarket. You're looking at all this food and you flip a package over and it's like, well, the nutrition label just seems like this secret code.
Yeah, like a wall of numbers sometimes. It's really common.
Exactly. And you feel like maybe you should understand it, but it's just confusing.
Right. And the front of the pack, with all its bright images and claims, that's designed to pull you in. But the actual useful stuff, that information that tells you what you're really putting in your body, that's usually on the label.
Precisely. And that's what we're getting into today. Think of this as, I don't know, your decoder ring for nutrition labels.
Huh, yeah, a decoder ring. Good way to put it.
Our goal is pretty straightforward. By the end of this, we want you to feel confident looking at any food label and knowing what it means for you.
And for this deep dive, we're drawing on some great material from Dr. Surta Ramvishnoi, specifically episode 30 of Lifelines by CP30. That one's called Reading Nutrition Labels Like a Pro.
Right, and also his Your Health Deserves a Lifeline series, looking at the bit on mastering nutrition labels for healthy eating.
Exactly. Really solid info there.
Okay, so let's kick things off. Why should we even bother? I mean, the front of the package shouts, low sugar, fortified, natural. Isn't that enough? Why dig into the nitty-gritty on the back?
That's a really good question to start with.
Yeah.
Because those claims on the front, they're basically marketing highlights. They tell a story, but not the whole story.
Oh.
You know, Dr. Vishnoi points out something labeled zero fat might sound great, but maybe they've loaded it up with sugar or salt to make it taste okay.
Right, to compensate.
Exactly. Or sugar-free. That doesn't tell you about artificial sweeteners or maybe starches that can still affect you.
Yeah.
The full picture, the comprehensive breakdown, that's only on the nutrition facts label.
So it's like reading the headline versus the actual article. You miss the important detail.
Precisely. And understanding those details, that really empowers you. You can make choices that are actually informed.
Yeah.
You can spot those sneaky hidden sugars or unhealthy fats. You get real control over your calories, your nutrients.
And I guess it's not just for general health, right? If you have specific goals like weight management or maybe diabetes.
Oh, absolutely. It becomes even more crucial then. Whether it's weight loss, heart health, managing blood sugar, understanding labels lets you really tailor your choices. Plus, it's honestly the best way to compare two similar products side by side. You know, which yogurt really fits your goals better. The label tells you.
Okay, I'm convinced labels matter big time.
Yeah.
But, okay, you're looking at one, it still feels a bit overwhelming. Where do you even start? What's step one?
Right. The absolute first thing you need to look at is the serving size.
Serving size, okay.
Everything else on that label is based on that amount. So Dr. Vishnoi stresses check two things. What counts as one serving, and then how many servings are in the whole container.
He had that great example, didn't he? Like a snack says 200 calories per serving. Seems okay.
Yeah, sounds reasonable.
But then you look closer, and the package has 3 servings. So if you eat the whole thing, which, let's be honest, happens.
Oh, definitely, Abby.
Suddenly it's 600 calories. That's a huge difference. It's easy to get tripped up.
It really is. So nail down that serving size first. Then you can look at the calories per serving. That's the energy you get from that amount. And you can sort of think about how that fits into your whole day.
Okay, serving size first, then calories. Got it. Now, what about that list underneath? Total fat, cholesterol, sodium, carbs, protein. Feels like a lot to track.
It does, but let's break it down. With total fat, you want to look specifically at saturated fat and trans fat.
Trans fat, that's the one to really avoid, right?
Yes,
Right?
Dr. Vishnoi is very clear. Aim for 0 trans fat. For cholesterol, generally, keeping it low is good for your heart. Then sodium, that's basically salt.
And too much is bad for blood pressure.
Exactly. High sodium intake is linked to higher risk of high blood pressure. Dr. Vishnoi mentions a handy benchmark. Less than 140 milligrams per serving counts as low sodium.
140 milligram. Okay, useful number. What about total carbohydrates? That one always seems a bit vague.
Well, total carbohydrates includes everything sugars, starches, and fiber. So it's the total amount. But you really want to look within that number.
At the sugars and fiber separately.
Yes, exactly. That gives you a much better idea of the carbohydrate quality.
Mm.
And then, of course, there's protein, vital for building and repair, helps you feel full too.
Okay, let's zoom in on sugar then. This feels like a big area of confusion. You see total sugar, but then there's talk about added sugars. What's the difference, and why focus on the added kind?
Yeah, this is super important. Total sugar is just that all the sugar in the food. That includes natural sugars like from fruit or milk.
Like lactose in milk or fructose in an apple.
Right. But it also includes sugars that the manufacturer adds during processing. And those added sugars are often the main concern for health.
Ah, I see.
So Dr. Vishnoi really emphasizes looking for that separate line for added sugars. If it's listed, you want that number to be as low as possible.
And they can hide those added sugars, can't they? Using different names.
They can. You might see corn syrup, dextrose, agave, fructose, high fructose corn syrup, lots of different words for essentially added sweeteners. Sometimes listing multiple types keeps sugar from being the very first ingredient, even if the total amount is high.
Wow, that is sneaky. So if the front says no sugar added, it might still have lots of natural sugar.
Exactly. Like fruit juice. No sugar was added during processing, but the juice itself is naturally high in sugar. You always need to check the label specifics.
Okay, good tip. Now, what about fiber? We know it's good, but what does it actually do, and how much should we look for?
Fiber is fantastic stuff. Dr. Vishnoi explains it's key for digestion. It helps you feel full satiety, and it's really important for managing blood sugar.
So more is generally better.
Generally, yes. For a quick guide, if a food has 3 grams or more of fiber per serving, that's considered a good or high source.
3 grams or more.
Okay.
And the last main thing on there is the percent daily value, the percent DV. What's that telling us?
Right, the DDV. This is actually pretty useful for context. It shows how much a nutrient in one serving contributes to a standard daily diet.
Based on what, like 2,000 calories a day?
Usually, yes. It's based on a general 2,000-calorie diet. The guideline is 5% DV or less of a nutrient per serving is low. 20% DV or more is high.
Okay.
So you can use that to quickly see if a food is, say, high in fiber or calcium, or maybe high in something you want to limit, like saturated fat or sodium.
But you have to remember it's based on 2,000 calories, and my needs might be different.
Exactly. It's a benchmark, not a personalized prescription. But it's great for quick comparisons.
This is making so much more sense now. Serving size, calories, the macros, added versus total sugar, fiber goals, percent DV. Okay.
Yeah.
But, I have been fooled by those front of package claims before. What are the common traps we should watch for?
Oh, definitely. Marketing is clever. Like we touched on, Dr. Vishnoi warns about zero fat. Sounds healthy, right?
Yeah, you'd think so.
But often, they just pump up the sugar or salt content to make it palatable. So always check the details. Same with sugar-free, might have artificial sweeteners or starches instead.
And what about things like made with whole grain? That sounds positive.
It does, but made with just means there's some whole grain in there. It could still be mostly refined flour or high in sugar or fat. It doesn't guarantee it's mostly whole grain.
Okay. Not necessarily 100% whole grain.
Right. And low calorie doesn't automatically mean nutritious. It could be low calorie, but also low in vitamins, fiber, protein, kind of empty calories.
Mm-hmm.
And be really wary of vague terms like natural or herbal. These aren't strictly regulated terms. Often it's just branding.
So the big lesson here, ignore the hype on the front.
Well, don't ignore it completely, but always flip it over. The real story is on the nutrition facts label and the ingredient list. That's your truth source.
Okay, the ingredient list. Let's talk about that. You said it's another crucial tool.
Absolutely invaluable. It tells you exactly what's in the food.
And the order matters, right? I heard that somewhere.
Yes, that's key. Ingredients are listed by weight, from most to least.
So the first ingredient is the main thing in there.
Exactly. If sugar, or maybe several types of sugar, or something like maida that's refined wheat flour or white rice shows up near the top.
Then you know there's a lot of it.
Precisely. And those refined grains, like maida and white rice, they've had the bran and germ removed, so they're much lower in fiber and nutrients than whole grains.
Gotcha. What else are we scanning for on that list?
Well, besides those multiple sugar names we talked about,
Yeah, the sneaky ones.
you want to look out for unhealthy fats. Keep an eye out for hydrogenated oils or partially hydrogenated oils, those mean trans fats.
Right, avoid those.
And generally, be aware of really long lists, especially with lots of chemical-sounding names or things you don't recognize. That usually indicates heavy processing, lots of additives and preservatives.
So a shorter list with recognizable ingredients is usually a better sign.
That's a pretty good rule of thumb, yes. Fewer ingredients often means less processed, more whole foods.
Okay, this is super helpful. So let's put it all together. We're in the aisle, we're comparing products. What's our mental checklist? What should we prioritize based on the label?
Okay, quick checklist. Look for higher fiber. Dr. Vishnoi suggests aiming for at least, say, 3 to 5 grams per serving.
3 to 5 grams fiber?
Okay. Look for low added sugars, ideally under 5 grams per serving if possible.
Under 5 grams added sugar.
Right.
Check the sodium. Remember that under 140 milligrams is considered low sodium.
Got it. Low sodium.
Make sure there are 0 grams of trans fat. That's a non-negotiable.
Zero trans fat. Definitely.
And then generally look for decent protein content and whole grains listed high up in the ingredients, not refined ones like maida.
It's good to know that not all packaged food is bad, you know. It's just about knowing what you're choosing.
Exactly, puts you in the driver's seat. And Dr. Vishnoi gives that snack bar comparison, which really illustrates it.
Oh, yeah, the 2 bars. Bar A and bar B. Tell us about those. Okay, so bar A, 220 calories, 3 grams of fiber, 15 grams of total sugar. We'd need to check added sugar, but likely high, and only 2 grams of protein. Ingredients are simpler, though. Oats, dates, honey, almonds.
Okay, simple ingredients, high sugar, low protein. And bar B.
Bar B, 190 calories, only 1 gram of fiber, 10 grams of sugar specifically listed as added fructose here, but 6 grams of protein. The ingredient list is longer, includes things like whey protein, glucose syrup, artificial flavor.
Huh, so they're quite different profiles. Which one is better?
Well, that's the key point Dr. Vishnoi makes better. Depends entirely on you and your goals.
Right.
Bar A has more whole food ingredients, maybe feels more natural, but it's higher sugar. Bar B is lower calorie, higher protein, maybe better post-workout, but it's more processed, less fiber, uses added fructose.
So if I wanted minimal processing, maybe bar A. If I wanted protein, maybe bar B, despite the ingredient?
Exactly. There's no single right answer. Reading the label gives you the power to choose based on your priorities. That's the real benefit.
That totally makes sense. It's not about good versus bad. It's about informed choice. So thinking bigger picture, what are the long-term wins from getting good at this?
Oh, huge benefits over time. You naturally start eating more mindfully. You're less likely to grab junk food impulsively.
Yeah, I can see that.
And most importantly, you're actively protecting your long-term health by making more consistently nourishing choices. You just feel more in control of your diet, your health.
And Dr. Vishnoi suggested sharing this knowledge too, right? With family.
Yes, absolutely. It's such a valuable life skill for everyone. Pass it on.
For sure. Knowledge is power, especially with food. Now, you mentioned a quick rule, a bonus tip, the 3-5-10 rule. Sounds handy.
Yeah, it's just a quick mental shortcut for when you're scanning things fast.
Mm-hmm.
Aim for at least 3 grams of fiber.
3 fiber, okay.
5 grams or less of added sugar.
5 added sugar or less.
And maybe 10 grams or more of protein, especially if it's a snack or something meant to be more substantial.
10 protein, so 3-5-10. Fiber, sugar, protein. That is easy to remember.
Just a quick filter, you know? Helps you quickly spot potentially better options.
Fantastic. So really, learning to read these labels isn't just some chore. It's, like you said earlier, it's a superpower for healthier eating.
It really is. It cuts through the marketing noise and lets you make choices that actually work for you and your body.
So the challenge for you listening is, next time you're shopping, actually do it. Take that extra minute. Flip the package. Use this knowledge.
You'll be surprised how quickly it becomes second nature.
Because ultimately, when you eat better, you live better. Thanks so much for breaking all this down for us.
My pleasure. It's important stuff.
And thank you all for joining us for this deep dive. Next time, we're tackling smart snacking, healthy options that keep you full. Hope you'll join us then.